Hi everyone! In this video, I'm gonna show you how I set up my first ever bullet journal. I have started journaling late this year, but I wanted something that would give me some sort of coherence and a creative outlet. Given that this is my first time bullet journaling, I didn't want to overwhelm myself, so I'm gonna make it simple and minimal, which is why I'm sticking with neutral colors on this one. Alright, why don't we start? So first I'm attaching the key on the inner part of the cover page because I want it to be very accessible so I can just pull it up easily when I need it. So I just made the symbols that would correspond with the actions. And then I'm just writing out my name using the tumble brush pen that I just got yesterday. And as you can tell, I don't know how to do calligraphy because I've never tried learning it. Maybe I can put that as one of my goals this year. The next is the 2021 cover page. I actually got this idea from a 2021 calendar cover. I just changed up the words with something that I want my 2021 to bring, such as good health, happiness, success, and all that. Now I'm doing the grid spacing cheat sheet. These are basically the measurements of each page that is supposed to guide me whenever I set up a new spread. For instance, I have the number of dots vertically and horizontally, and then I also split it up into halves, thirds, and quarters. I didn't do the thirds and quarters lengthwise because I don't think that I'm gonna need it as much because it varies every page depending on the placement of the titles. I dedicated the right side to reflect on my fears from 2020, which is definitely a lot, and my hopes for 2021. Next up is the future log space. This is the place where I would put important dates such as birthdays, work days, and important events that I cannot miss. For the dates, I'm actually using a stamp to save more time. This is also my first time using this stamp and it actually worked pretty good, minus the mess that I'm gonna make pretty soon. But overall, it was great and it definitely saved me a lot of time and effort. I actually just used the back of the ink pad because I didn't own an acrylic glass yet. I still think it worked great even though I don't have that. As you can see, I put a paper towel underneath just to make sure that it wouldn't transfer because I wasn't sure if the ink has fully dried at that time. Okay, so next up is my 2021 goals page. I put growth takes time around it just to remind myself to be patient and to enjoy the journey of reaching my goals. So I put 4 categories on this one for personal goals, and then career goals, health goals, and relationship goals for this year. On the right side is my bucket list for 2021. I'm putting 21 dots because I want to put 21 things that I want to do before I turn 21 this year. I am so glad that I was born in the year 2000 because I just need to know what year it is and I'll know how old I am. Pretty convenient, isn't it? Okay, moving on, I made a morning and night routine reference page where I can write what my ideal morning and night routine looks like so that I can look back at it whenever I slip away because, I'm only human and I'm not perfect. On the next page, I have my library of books that I want to read, and then I would color it once I have finished reading the book. I made 2 floating bookshelves because I thought that they would be really cute, and just 1 regular bookshelf. My battery actually died, so I finished it up off camera, and then I also added some color on my future log while I was waiting for my camera to charge. Oh, and I titled my bookshelf Silid Daklatan because that means library in Filipino. Next up is just a really simple book review page. I just wanted to record the books that I read, when I completed it, what it is about, and what are my thoughts on it. Next is the things to check out page. This is just a page where I can write out things that I'm interested in and things that are recommended to me. First category is movies and series list, then book recommendations, podcasts, and other things such as crafts and recipes to try. On the other side, I have my wish list. I made this so I can keep track of what I really need and what I just want so I can prioritize my needs first before I move on to my wants. So next is just a brain dump page to just jot down any ideas that I have. Next is a password tracker. I try my best to have different passwords for each account that I set up for security reasons. Honestly, if you're not doing that by now, you should be doing it because the last thing we want is to be hacked. So at the top, I just have a space to put the site, and underneath that, I would put the username, password, and the date I last updated my password. And then I have a savings tracker to track how much I saved and invested in stocks throughout the year. And on the right side, I have a chart to keep track of the date, amount, and the category. For instance, if it was for my savings account, for my Roth IRA, or for my individual investment account. And then on the right side, I just have this cylinder to like color whenever I reach a certain percentage of my goal. Next, I have an expense tracker to record all my expenses each month. This is very important to me because I want to know where my money is going and I want to be more intentional on where I'm spending it on. And then underneath the title, I'll just put spend on things that you value and cut down on things that you don't value, to remind myself that I can spend on things that I want and cut down on things that don't give value to my life. And we have come to the last page. The last page is just my social media growth tracker. So I just made 12 boxes for each category so that I can record my growth each month on these platforms. And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I just want to remind all of you guys who are just starting out that it doesn't have to be super fancy if you want to start a bullet journal, because at the end of the day, the purpose of bullet journaling is just to organize our lives and reflect more on our days. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye!